Welcome, everybody, to our monthly meditation for the Marin Interfaith Council. My name's Scott Quinn. Pleasure to have you here with us today. And we're especially blessed to have with us tonight for our meditation Reverend Kimberly Elliot, who is an ordained Presbyterian minister and active spiritual director, who currently serves Fairfax Community Church, a UCC church, as their pastor. She believes that all spiritual paths lead to and from the same source, and her practice includes honoring indigenous wisdom and Celtic spirituality. Restoring the balance of the sacred feminine is one of her passions, and she is enthusiastic about researching the texts that were left out of the canonical Bible, such as the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and in so doing to reconnect Christianity to its authentic roots, which include the deep shamanic wisdom of Yeshua, the Hebrew name for Jesus. She's been a member of her local Kabbalah mystery school since 2001. And you can find out more about her practice on her website, deepeningdivineconnection.com, and about her church at fairfaxcommunitychurch.me. We are so blessed and grateful to have Kimberly with us tonight. Thank you, Kimberly. Blessings to you, and thank you for leading us tonight.
Thank you, Scott. It's my deep pleasure to be here, and I so admire the work of the Marin Interfaith Council and all the amazing work you do in our community. And so, as Scott said, it is one of my passions, both indigenous spirituality and the rebalancing of the sacred feminine. And some of you may be familiar with the author Jane Shinoda Bolen, and in her book, The Goddess in Every Woman, she says that unless we can imagine the divine as feminine, we'll never be able to imagine our feminine qualities as divine. Unless we can imagine the divine as feminine, we'll never be able to imagine our feminine qualities as divine. And that goes for whether we are men or women. And I'm sure many of us are also concerned about the climate crisis. And I really think that reclaiming the aspect of the sacred feminine, and even Mother Earth herself as a sacred being, helps us turn the tide on the desecration of the earth by reconnecting with the spirituality of the earth and all beings. So this meditation, I'll take you on a little bit of a guided journey, and we will connect with Gaia, Mother Earth. And I realize for some people the word mother or mothering presence might be disconcerting if you've had a difficult relationship with your own mother. So I invite you just to imagine any completely benevolent presence that is unconditionally loving. It might also include an aspect of your grandmother or aunt or friend or sister, or just any presence that completely envelops you in unconditional love. And I invite you it'll be like an unfolding story, but I invite everyone to always honor their own inner authority. If there's anything that I suggest that doesn't feel right to you, just imagine something else that does feel right. The point really is to connect with the divine presence in whatever form works for you. So I'll invite us just to first just take a deep breath and let it out with a bit of a sigh. And then again to take a deep breath and let it out with an extra long sigh. I'm actually going to start with a little bit of a drum and song that can be like a grounding song. And if you know this or you're familiar with it or you pick it up as it goes, I invite you to sing with me. But it's kind of an invocation to Great Spirit, known by so many different sacred traditions, that is the living life force in all things around us. So it's just, O Great Spirit of earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me. O Great Spirit of earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and So I invite us once again to just take a deep breath and let it out with an extra long sigh. And take another deep breath and let it out with an extra long sigh. I invite you just to close your eyes for a moment, to sit comfortably in your chair. And to just pay attention to your breathing for another moment. Giving thanks for the gift of breath and fresh air. And then I invite you to imagine a grounding cord going down from your tailbone, down through your legs, down through the floorboards of your wherever you are, and down into the earth. And feel them stretching and reaching through the various layers of rock and soil and water until they really connect with the heart of the earth, holding you fast. And imagine that you can tune into the presence of the life force energy within the earth. I invite you to imagine yourself drawing up some of that life force energy through your root system, through that grounding cord. And then back up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, and right up until it meets the base of your spine. And feel the base of your spine held, grounded, and connected. And imagine a grounding cord also going from the base of your spine down into the earth. And if there's anything you need to release from your heart or from your day, I invite you to gently just release it back down the grounding cord. Back down into the depths of the earth. And to gently let it go there and ask that it might be made into compost, transmuted and transformed. And then one more time, bring that some of the earth energy back up through the grounding cord that leads to your feet. Back up through your legs. Once again, bathing your root chakra. And then bring some of that vital life force energy up into your pelvic area, up into your solar plexus, up into your heart. Let it bathe your heart in vibrant green energy, up through your throat, up inside of your face and your head, and let it gently open at the top of your head. And then let it spill out like a fountain of light all around you. Knowing you are held, safe, protected, taken care of. And then I invite you to imagine that you are going on a journey. You are magically transported to an alpine meadow. Perhaps you have a walking stick, and a path emerges before you through the grasses. And so you gently walk along the path. You can see the mountains in the distance. And as you walk, you begin to hear the sound of a stream. You hear the sound of the water gently cascading over the rocks. And there just so happens to be a perfect spot in the shade next to the creek. It's just the right spot for you to sit comfortably. So I invite you to sit and just take a moment to breathe the fresh alpine air. Notice the colors that you see around you. Notice the sounds, perhaps of birds or insects. And you just take a moment to center yourself and notice and connect with the vibrancy of all living things dancing within their own beautiful ecosystem all around you. And as you sit, you feel a benevolent presence walking towards you. She is full of benevolent love. She is an embodiment of Mother Earth herself. What does she look like? She comes near you and then sits down beside you. She is large and strong. And you have the sense that she can hold many things. So you sit next to her, perhaps she invites you to put your head on her shoulder. And you notice that her lap is big and wide and immense. And if it feels comfortable to do so, you're invited to crawl right into her lap. And there you notice this amazing energy of unconditional love. She envelops you in her loving arms and invites you to just release any cares or worries. And she invites you to unburden yourself. And she lets you know there's nothing you have to do or be. You are accepted exactly as you are in this moment. Drink in that presence of unconditional love. Allow it to revive the very cells in your body. What does it feel like to simply receive? To soak in this nurturing energy. And you rest for a while there. This Earth Mother presence has a special message for you. What does she convey to you? If there is anything you would like to say to her, feel free to share whatever's on your heart. Notice this exchange, this loving energy, this relationship with Mother Earth. She lets you know that all creatures are part of her, all beings, rocks and minerals and plants, earth, air, fire, water. She shows you the beautiful scenes and landscapes just in your mind's eye, other places all over the earth. A divine living ecosystem in relationship. And you are part of that living system. All the beings are your relations. Notice how that feels in your heart as you tune in to that presence of unity, connectedness, and relationship. All things are part of you, and you are part of all things. Mother Earth lets you know that you can receive a special object that will help you remember this unconditional love and this connectedness. What does she give you? might be an essential oil or a special stone or something else that has special meaning for you. She also lets you know that you can call an animal companion to be your guide. To help you walk this path of love and beauty and connectedness. What particular animal appears with you as you sit with Mother Earth? She also lets you know that your love and gratitude is a tremendous gift. That just the energy of gratitude itself can be a blessing. So I invite you to just take a moment and notice the gratitude you have for this sacred space, for all the places in nature where you feel grounded and connected. And you're invited to send some of that love and gratitude back into the energy of the earth, to literally bless the earth with your love and your thanks. And if there is one commitment that you could do that would be of help to her, what comes to mind? So Mother Earth then gives you her thanks and says that she will partner with you in your desire to be a blessing to her. She will send animal companions as guides and allies to help you with reminders of spiritual wisdom. And so she invites you to once again just receive her love. And you can do whatever feels right to give her a hug or a namaste. To take a moment to also be grateful for this particular form of Mother Earth that has come to you. And then if you have been sitting in her lap, you can just climb out of her lap for a moment and just sit next to her again. and training your breathing with hers. Once again, feeling your grounding cord. And just notice that all that you want to remember from this time, how it felt to be nurtured by that unconditional love, your gratitude for all the beauty of the earth and the interconnectedness of all beings who are your relations. Any object you may have received, and any animal who can be your guide. And just take all these noticings and treasure them in your heart. Once again, taking in the beauty of your surroundings. The sound of the stream. The shade of the tree. The colors. And after drinking all of that in, you and the Mother Earth form both stand, and you walk gently back down the path that led you to this place. And when you come back to the place where you started, you once again give thanks to this Mother Earth form. And she lets you know that she is always here for you. She is always beneath you and around you. And that you can come to her anytime. And she will provide nurturing and support. And so with thanks, you bid her farewell. And then return your attention to the chair where you're sitting and to the room where you're in. And just take another moment to continue to breathe. Noticing and savoring all that you experienced. And then I invite you to just, if there is anything you would like to remember that you want to jot down, we'll just take a few minutes in silence to write down any images or messages that you received, or your object or your animal, so that you can hold this experience in your heart. So we'll take just a few moments to do that in silence now before we do our group sharing. So invite us once again to take a deep breath. Let it out with an extra long sigh. And I'll turn it back over to Scott for the group sharing.